What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Back again. Story time? Yes. Definitely story time this time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that comment button for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do all that. Hit the share, man. Share it to your partners in the metaverse and share it to your partners on Facebook and all that, you know? But anyway, story time, yeah. It's 3 individuals out there. I already commented to y'all on another video, and I told y'all I was going to do this video. Oh, first and foremost, before we get into it, as y'all know, I'm still in Cali, but I'm getting ready to go back to Alabama in a hot second. And when I do get back, as I promised, I'm going to do the hot chip challenge. Because, you know, for me receiving 100K subs. So, like I say, boom. When I hit it. I got my plaque. My plaque is back in Alabama. I can't wait to go home and get it. I'm gonna open it up on you know, with y'all. But anyway, now that that's out the way, this video right here, it gonna take a hot second because I'm finna go into some detail on it. This is a video that I told once before, and to the other 3 individuals that say you couldn't find it. You say you couldn't find it. You say you had family members and a lot of other people that really want to hear about it. So I'm gonna tell you about it. This is a video about my first day in Alabama prison. When I left the county jail, when I went to receiving, when I went to Alabama prison, my first day when I almost got shot by the police because they came at me in a way that I was not used to being came at. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we was in the South, and I wasn't with what they was going on. But you going to hear what happened during the story. All right, I'm just going to get straight to it, y'all. Y'all say you couldn't find it. My bad. Please do not, for the people who have heard the story before, please do not jump in the comments. Toon, you told that story before. We heard, I understand. But I tried to go back into the archives and find it. I couldn't. And so it was a bunch of people that had been asking me about it. So I'm going to retell the story. If you've seen it before, just bypass it. If you ain't seen it before, check this out. And if you have seen it before, you might want to check it out again because I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. Okay? Okay. Listen. I got popped in 1996 in Alabama for a jewelry store robbery. Jewelry store robbery went bad. If we got away, I'd have been set straight because we hit the jewelry store for $1.7 million. But we got caught. Okay. I go into the county jail in Alabama, in Birmingham. And when I first go in there, you know what I'm saying, I'm kicking back. I'm just checking out the scene with a gangster lean, you know, and I'm getting my info on what goes on in the Alabama prison system. Because for one, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I was on my way back to the pen. I was caught blue-handed right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there. So, you know, like I say, I knew I was on my way back to prison. My only thing was how to get as less time as I possibly could because I know I was on my way back. Anyway, you know how you sitting in prison and you sitting there talking about stuff with the people that's from there, not from here. I was only in Alabama 14 hours, homie, before I got cracked. Got there Tuesday night, went to jail Wednesday morning, 14 hours later, and ended up doing 23 years straight in Alabama, on top of all the other years I did in California prison system. But anyway, so now as time went on, I'm sitting in the, you know, county jail, and I'm talking to these cats that's from Alabama, you know, about, you know, they prison system. What's their prison system? I'm trying to get a head up on it before I get there. So one of the main things they kept really, really stressing to me was the farm. The farm. And I'm like, hey, man, what is the farm? So they told me, Toon, the farm is, they call me Big Cali. They say, Big Cali, you gotta go out and work on the farm when you go to prison in Alabama. I'm like, what you mean, homie, on the farm? What are they doing on the farm? That's when they proceeded to tell me about basically free slave labor, how they picking They picking stuff, they pulling up stuff, they chopping, they really, really working out in the fields like they own Candyland Plantation. And I'm like, oh, now, cuz, I ain't with none of that. Then you got to look. My mind wasn't as settled then as it is now. I was off the chain back then. I'm talking about I was a runaway train back then. And they telling me that now these white folks finna try to have me go work out in the field like I'm Kunta? Oh, heck no. And it did, so my mind tricked me into thinking that they was playing. Oh, man, they just playing. They just talking. All right, they just talking. All right, cool. Time goes on, time goes on, time goes on. Excuse me, y'all. I mess around, get my time. I got life. So now here it is. I'm on my way to prison in Alabama with a fresh life sentence. I hadn't even got my setup yet. You know, they do setups. Like, for instance, after you're there for a few months, you'll get the mail where they'll tell you, okay, well, you got a 7 to life, 15 to life, 20 to life, 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? It goes on like that. Once they work it out, then they'll send you your setup. My original first setup was 15 to life. But anyway, I get to Kilby. Now, Kilby is the equivalent of Chino in California. You know, when you leave the county jail, you go to the reception center so they can, figure out, where you go, this, that, and the other, before they ship you off. Okay, that's Chino in Cali. In Alabama, it's called Kilby. I got to Kilby. Now, luckily, I already at that time had a bald head, because when you get off the bus there, they shave everything off. They cut it all off like you in the military. They give you clothes and all this and that. All right, cool. They give me my stuff. Boom. They send me to the block that I was going to be in. Now, granted, I had forgot completely about what them cats was saying in the county jail about the farm squad, because I was in the county jail for over a year. I was in there for a minute. So I'm like, man, I don't remember nothing about that. So now I had no idea that they had just placed me in the farm squad block. Everybody knew coming in has to go to the farm squad first. I didn't know that. Anyway, so now I got there right before dinner. So now, boom, we go to dinner. We, go through the rest of the day. I don't know nobody. Don't nobody know me. So I'm not doing a whole lot of talking. I'm trying to peep the scene. The only thing on my mind at this time was I need a knife. I got to get me a knife. That's just how, that was my, my California training. Let me get me a weapon. Then I'm looking at, okay, I'm 3,000 miles from home by myself. Don't know nobody. Man, a fool get wrong right here. He going to the upper room playing with me because I'm a real live python with fangs. But anyway, the next morning come. When they came in with the noise, what they were saying, deuce it up, come on, roll out, fall out, fall out. We had to fall out in front of the building, and when they go to holler and deuce it up, it's because we deucing up in line because we finna march out. So I'm getting up, it's early, I'm asking, the dude in the bed next to him, I'm like, hey, homie, where we going? What's going on? Oh, man, we finna go work. I'm like, where we working at? We work out in the field. Do tell. I'm like, the field? So now I done flash back to what they told me in the county jail. I'm like, what? It's real? The field? Man, listen. We fall out. When I say fall out, we fall out the block. So now I'm trying to think fast. I'm telling the police, hey man, look, I can't go work out here. I don't have no shoes. They duck walked me all the way to the spot, got me some boots, and brought me on back. So I'm like, hey man. So I was like, man, I'm in the twilight zone. Come on, homie. I thought they was lying. I thought they was playing. No, they wasn't lying, nor was they playing. I'm out here. I'm like, man, this ain't the lick, homie. This is not the lick for me. All right, so cool. Look, they tell us, deuce it up, deuce it up. They gave me some little old bitty, funny looking little old hat made out of the material that they make your clothes out of in there. And I put it on, man. I tried to cock it ace deuce and flip it a little bit and, put a little flavor with it. I called it a tomato picking hat. They wasn't, man, it wasn't happening. So now they like, break apart deuce, break apart deuce. Break apart deuce means open the line up so these dudes can walk down the middle of us with these wheelbarrows with a bunch of tools in, a bunch of holes. Now, the holes are the, holes that gardening holes. My thing was, it was not one tool in the wheelbarrows with a real handle on it from the store. All of them had on cut off tree branches that they'd been shaved and smoothed down and made big enough for whatever little metal utensil had to go on the end of it. I say, man, we in the country for real here, boy. Dorothy, we are no longer in Kansas. Hey, tick, make it down. So they take off walking. We walking like a big dog. So now I'm really tripping in my mind, y'all. I'm really going through some stuff in my mind. Because now here it is. I'm heading into a world that I've only seen on TV. I've only seen this on TV. Like I say, I'm heading into a world that I only seen on TV. So anyway, we walking, man, I promise you, my feet hurting. Yeah, I got on these state boots. I ain't had on those state boots in a minute. Now here it is, we walking. You couldn't tell me you didn't walk 5 hours. I thought we had walked all the way back to California. If you let me tell it, I thought we did. So look, y'all, we get to this big old field. We get to this big old giant field. I don't know what it is. Y'all. I'm looking down at the long rows. They got long and long rows. About 20 or 30 rows, and it's going way, way across the land. So the police pull up and he tells us, he say, look, all y'all grab one of them holes and get in a row. He said, I want y'all to cut all the weeds away from the watermelon plants. So now I'm like, what? Cut the weeds away from the watermelon plants. First though, I have never ever in my life heard of a watermelon plant. Second off, I don't even know what a watermelon plant look like. So now when I'm looking down at the row, everything I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, that's green. Oh, that's a weed. I remember as a young kid, my mama used to make me go in her garden and pull them weeds up so they wouldn't choke out her flowers or whatever little funny bunny stuff she called herself trying to grow, So I'm like, all right, so all that's weeds. I'm thinking it's weed. Everything down there was a weed to me. Now you got to look, I'm already mad. I got an attitude. Because this ain't me, man. I ain't no slave labor type dude, man. I'm from Killer Cali. Home of the rise, not rally. We don't work in no fields, So then on top of that, y'all know I'm definitely afraid of snakes. You can't tell me ain't no snake out here. That was the first question I asked one of them cats. I said, hey, man, is it snakes out there? They like, yeah, you gonna see them. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? They like, yeah. Man, them old crazy white boys be killing them and bringing them into the camp. I'm like, man, boy, this is not where I'm supposed to be. We finna have some serious problems. So I'm mentally going through that. I'm looking around because in my mind, hold on. My bad, y'all. I had to talk to somebody real quick. But anyway, I'm knowing y'all, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm upset. I'm upset. The only thing on my mind now is how I'm gonna get the F away from out here. Cause this is no. My name ain't Kunta. None of that. I'm not finna do this. No. And it's snakes out here too. Got these funny bunny prison clothes on that I'm not used to. We got on all white with black letters, prison, and all that wrote on it. I'm talking about from some real 1920s type get down, man. You them dudes out there, all in old crazy. I'm like, man, what? Anyway, homie, y'all check this out. Man, I got this. I got one of these little old funny money hoes. And I'm like, man, all right, cool. The police ride off on the horse to go check and get with other people. I go to whacking. Now, I'm not whacking to be mean. I'm whacking because everything on the ground to me is a weed. So, man, I'm chopping these weeds up. I'm thinking I'm getting down. Man, I go all the way. Man, I'm all the way on the other side of the field. I be there, everybody. I'm across the field leaning like this here. Man, the closest person to me got to be at least a half a football field away from me, because that's how long these fields were. Man, I blop, blop, blop. Man, all I think in my mind, chop these weeds. I'm through. I finished. I can go back to prison. It don't work like that. So now I guess one of the police done peeped me standing way, way on the other side of the field by myself, just leaning on the hoe. I don't know if he think I'm probably trying to escape or if I'm trying to, I don't know. But here he comes. And when he pull up with the horse, what you doing, boy? I said, what? What you doing, boy? That boy word. Look, now y'all know, in the South, they was probably used to white folks calling them boys, especially way back then. I wasn't. No, I did not come from a spot where the average white man just jump up and call a brother a boy. So when he called me boy, but it took me off my square. I jumped out my skin. You know, I'm like, man, fool, what? I say, punk, who you talking to, man? I ain't no boy. What I do that for? Man, that fool come up out that holster with that shotgun, man, and twirled it and looking like the rifleman. I'm like, what? Man, you better get back. Here come all the other ones. Now, by this time, people coming from across the field, the inmates, they done stopped them. Here they come. So now here it is. Police telling them, get back, go to work, get back to work, go back to work. So, but now, by this time, a little crowd then kind of formed, the police there. And so now, you know, with these gauges now, I ain't no zip zap fool. I got some act right. So who told you to cut this? I say, man, you told me to cut all the weeds. I cut all the weeds. You told me to do that. He said, I told you to cut all the weeds. This ain't no weed. Man, the man got a long little scribbly thing hanging over. And I'm like, if that ain't a weed, what is it? He said, it's a watermelon plant. You're supposed to cut the weeds and just leave the watermelon plants. I said, a watermelon? I said, man, what is a watermelon plant? He said, this where the watermelons grow. Now, like I told you, man, I'm a real live LA native. Don't know nothing about no watermelon plants, none of that. In my mind, I was on some all fruit grow on trees. I wasn't even tripping on the fact that a watermelon was too heavy to grow on a tree. It just wasn't nothing I cared or thought about, you know? So look, I tell the police, I'm like, man, watermelons grow on trees. Everybody went to looking. The police went to looking at each other like, what did he say? What? They grow where? So the police like, son, what did you say? I said, man, watermelons grow on trees, don't they? They fruit. Man, the police say, oh my goodness. And they looked at me and say, you serious too, huh? I'm like, hey man, look. Where I'm from, the only time you're gonna see some fruit type stuff like this here is on the back of a fruit truck or in a store. There's no such thing as a watermelon field where I'm from. He said, where you from? I said, man, I'm from South Central LA. So that term kind of throw, they like a South Central LA, what is that? I said, man, I'm from California. So now it was on some like, because one other dude, an inmate, he from California, boss. He don't know. didn't ask you for your help. But anyway, yeah, he from California, boss. He don't know. I say, boy, look here, Dorothy, we are no longer in Kansas for real. So look, the police say, look, son, watermelons grow on the ground. They too heavy to grow on a tree. Don't you think? And thought about it. I'm like, dang, you right. I'm like, all right. He say they grow on the ground. These are watermelon plants. They grow on the grounds. We cut the weeds away from them so the weeds won't choke them out. I say, look, man, I didn't cut all your watermelon plants on purpose or nothing like that. I didn't know. I thought it was a weed. I ain't never seen none of that before. I don't know. So now everything calmed down once they realized where I was from and that I really did not know. They was like, all right, cool. So now dudes went to work and they finished, they caught up. Now around this time, it's time to go back for lunch. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, shoot, okay, cool. We going back for lunch. We going back to the prison. It's over with. Shoot, man. We get out there. We go to walking. We go to walking, y'all. We walking. Now, as we walking, I'm like, shoot. We passing by the prison. I'm walking. I'm looking. I'm like, shoot, that. Like, dang, they go to prison. So I tell the little dude, I say, hey, homie, they go to prison right there. I said, man, where we go? What, we supposed to go back for lunch? He said, yeah, we going to lunch. I'm like, we don't go back to the prison. He's like, no, it's a clearing way over on this side. We go sit in that clearing and eat. I'm like, what? I'm like, dang, I thought we was stupid. So, man, we walking. So, man, we get to this big old clearing. They got these big old trees that was been cut down and shaved down, and they sitting around in an angle like a big horseshoe. You can sit on those trees and eat your lunch. So, man, we get these sack lunches, man, that's horrible. When I tell you they horrible, oh my God. Man, I thought county jail food, I thought LA county jail food was bad back in the day. Court line sandwiches with them funky little cookies and all that. But this right here, this mess right here, man, we had an orange, a little carton of fruit juice. You had 2 pieces of hard bread. I'm talking about hard, with 1 slice of thin bologna with hair on it. You had another sandwich, bread hard as I don't know what, with just a little dab of peanut butter in the middle. The rest was just hard bread. I'm like, man, I don't want to eat this mess. But now, am I hungry? Yes, I am. They starved me out in that county jail. So now here it is. We finna sit down and eat this junk. I gotta eat it. Do I want to eat it? No. Horrible. But do I gotta eat it? Yeah. My bad, y'all. So anyway, so yeah. So now here it is. We sitting around with these funny bunny little sack lunches. I gotta eat it because I'm hungry. I go ahead and knock that junk off, not knowing the number that it was gonna do to my stomach. I did not know what it was finna do to me, y'all. I didn't know. So anyway, time goes on. Now I gotta use the bathroom. Man, my stomach bubbling like a big dog. I'm like, man. So I go to the police. I tell myself, hey, excuse me, man, I gotta use the bathroom. He said, go on back there in the bushes. I'm like, go back there in the bushes? Man, I'm not going in no bushes. It's a snake back there. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. So I look at him, I'm like, man, in the bushes? He like, yeah, go on back there. I'm like, man, I'm cool. He like, all right, you cool then. I go sit back down. Man, about 10 minutes later, it wasn't even no 10 minutes, it might have been about 5 minutes, man. My stomach like, hey. Got to give a little right here, man. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go back to the one time, I'm like, hey, all right, cool. I'm gonna use the bathroom back there. He like, go on. I say, I need some toilet paper. He like, we ain't got no toilet paper. I'm like, you ain't got no toilet paper. I said, man, I gotta take a dump. He like, man, go on back there. He say, look, man, get you a couple of them lunch bags, crumble them up, keep crumbling them till they get soft, and you can use them for toilet paper. Just crumble them up till they get soft. I'm like, crumble them up till they get soft, man. If you want to use the bathroom, if you want, you know, that's what you do. We ain't got none. We ran out. I'm like, man, come on, man, I'm out of here, man. Yeah, all right. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking, you know what, man, Toon, don't even trip it. We finna go back to the camp anyway. So after a minute, we deuce it up. We walking again. We walking. As we walking, we passing by the prison. I'm like, oh no, man, ain't that the prison? So I asked the dude next to him, I'm like, hey man, what's up with that? He like, oh, we ain't through. We ain't through, homie. We been out here all morning. Oh no, we got some more hours to go. What? I'm like, man, come on, man. No, partner. So we walking. We passed by the watermelon field we was in earlier, and we kept walking. I'm like, man, what? So I asked the dude, I said, man, y'all do this every day? He like, yeah, Monday through Friday. I said, I'm telling myself, oh no, Toon, you got to pull a stunt right here. It's stunt time now. Yeah, it's stunt time. It's stunt time. So I say, man, you know what? I say, check this out, man. Where you from? So the dude like, man, I'm from Opelika. You from what? Now, granted, at the time, I hadn't been in Alabama that long, so I had never heard of a city, a town, a state called Opelika. You know what I'm saying? I had never heard of that. So now here it is. When the dude said it, I thought he was playing, because I ain't never heard of nothing like no Opelika, but Opelika is a old Indian name. It's a tribe, the Opelika tribe. And you know, a lot of spots in Alabama named after a lot of Indian stuff, but I didn't know it at the time. So look, I'm thinking he playing, so I'm finna argue. I said, man, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I say, look here, check this out, homie. When the police get over here, tell them you know me from the county jail and I have seizures. What you finna do? I said, man, I'm finna pull a stunt, homie. I gotta go. You gonna make the boss man mad. I looked at this fool. I'm like, cuz, man, come on, homie. Where's the camera at? It got to be a prank. This got to be a prank, because people don't act like this. I wasn't used to that. You know what I'm saying? So I say, homie, look, check this out. Just when the police get here, tell them you know I have seizures. All right, cool. You gonna get yourself in trouble. Anyway, man, I messed around and took that hole. Man, I dug me a pile of dirt. You know what I'm saying? I looked left, looked right. Man, I kicked that hole up in the air and spun and bam! Went down on the dirt. Back first. I'm shaking. Now, I already had a mouthful of spit that I had been holding, collected. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Man, I'm shaking for old and new. So look, this is what I do. When I hear the police coming, you got people hollering, man down, whoop, 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 this, that. One of the police ran up, jumped off his horse, picked up a little stick off the ground and put it in my mouth. Boy, I tell you, what? I stopped shaking. I opened my eyes up. I took the stick out. Man, I throw the stick. I'm back in LA mode. I'm like, man, fool, what you doing, man? Son, I'm trying to keep you from swallowing your tongue. Keep you from swallowing your tongue. Swallowing my tongue? I say, hey, homie, check this out. In my mind, a snake done pissed on that little stick, and you done put it in my mouth. Man, what? I say, homie, hey, don't put nothing else in my mouth, man. I'm just trying to save your life, son. I'm trying to save your life. All right, don't put nothing else in my mouth. So then he looked at me. I guess he figured I'm all right. He like, you all right? I doubt about it. I'm like, no, Toon, no, not right here. We ain't all right. No, we got to go all the way with this one. I said, man, look at, and went back out, went to shaking again. So now I'm pushing spit out my mouth, and you know what I'm saying? All it shaking and shaking. So now, remember, I had to use the bathroom earlier. And I'm holding it. Now I'm out here on this ground. I'm shaking. I'm sweating. Man, I say, Toon. I said to myself, Toon. Myself said, what? I say, let it rip. Myself said, let it rip. I say, let it rip. Cool. Man, I boo-booed and pissed at the same time. I was serious about getting off this squad. Man, I heard somebody hollering, "Oh man, he's dying!" Cause they got that old saying, when you pass away, you defecate and pee and all that. So they thinking I'm going out like a light. Man, them police on them walkie-talkies. They like, get the truck out here. Get the truck. Man, I'm shaking for old and new. I'm not gonna stop. I'm tired as a big dog though. But they say I'm like, I gotta shake. So when the truck pulls up, they pick me up. Boom. They throw me on the back of the truck. They get me back to the camp. When they get me in there, they rush me to the infirmary. I remember one of the nurses, female nurses, like, "Oh, he stinks. In my mind, I'm like, F you, hoe. I don't care nothing about stink. Get me off that squad. Man, all right, so now after they let me lay for a minute, I calm down. They give me some pills. They give me some phenobarbital. So I guess that's seizure medicine. I took it. I spit that mess out. I'm not taking no pills. Anyway, after a while, you're all right. I'm calmed down. They give me a shower, clean me up, boom. And the police wrote, the medical doctor wrote, no longer fit for outside duty, meaning that I don't have to go to the farm squad no more. That's all I wanted. Man, I got that mess. I've never seen the farm squad again until 2011. In 2011, I got on the lawnmower crew. I told y'all the stories about how we was going out from the low-level prison I was in, cutting grass. I got on that squad. But as far as working out in no field, nope. Not finna do it. Not finna do it at all. But anyway, so yeah, man, that's that story, homie, man. I hope I don't have to retell it again. But in the meantime, between time, man, tell the people you love them. And don't ever forget, I represent the gangsters, homie. The Woo, Madeline gangsters. I'm out. Peace.
When I fall, then you pop. Don't nobody drop, you better pin into the block. Then fuck the cops, you better squeeze until it's empty. I put that on 50, she's with it, how you hit me? A-gang, swing gang, what it looks at. 5 tray, yeah, third that. 4 8, 8 8, 11 6. So when you slide down the 8, you're getting clapped at. Heads up into my days up, say